All right, let's just take a beautiful look here at these images. And, you're going to have one of two responses when you see them. Response number one is going to be like, oh, crap, this looks hard. Response number two is going to be, oh, this looks fun. It's pretty much like, are you scared or are you up for the challenge? And the best thing is you've got a teacher who is going to help you. Like, I don't know. You got the right guy for the job right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is more like a puzzle. These little questions I love them because they're kind of puzzly. The great thing is that I'm going to show you kind of some tips and tricks to be able to do them. So these are more of like a puzzle question. But the great thing is I just want to show you. Do you see how this question mark is way over here on the right? It's almost like a maze. You got to work your way from one end to the other. Okay, if we're looking for the answer that's way over here on the right, we need to start on the left. So that's just kind of my advice to you is you're not going to start here. You're going to start and work your way and you're going to finish there. So as you can see for number one, they want you to find this guy. That means we're going to end up starting over here. Does that make sense? Now, the great thing is we're going to use all of the knowledge that we've already learned and acquired to do these problems. The great thing about these problems is I don't see any like x's. Find x, there's no x plus 4, x plus 10. So in reality, they're a little easier than you think they are because we don't have any variables to deal with. Okay, what they're asking us here is they want us to find the measure of each angle. They want us to find what this angle is. What is this angle, right? Okay, now let's just go back for a super quick review. All angles in a triangle, right? All three angles in a triangle always add up to what? 180 degrees, right? Now, if we have two angles in a triangle, see how we have 30 here and we have 40. If we have two angles in a triangle, we can always find the third, okay? If we have two angles in a triangle, we can always find the third angle. Okay, so let's just go ahead and find this third angle here. In order to do that, we're going to use our review from another lesson, and we're going to go to 180 minus 30 minus 40. All right, remember, we can just subtract these two angles from 180 because they all add up to 180, and it's going to give us this guy right here. So 180 minus 30 minus 40, I think is 110. Okay, this guy's 110. Now, this is an x. Can you see the x here? That means we have vertical angles. So if this guy's on this side of the x, this guy over here is on the other side of the x, they're going to be congruent because we know vertical angles are congruent. So just slide that 110 over and look at how easy this is now. We've got two angles in a triangle. If we've got two angles in a triangle, we can find the third. So we just do our same thing again. 180 minus 38 minus 110. 180 minus 38 minus 110 gives us 32. So easy. That one is so easy. So what we're going to do now, if you want me to go over, I'll just go over another one. Let's do number 3. So we're done with number 1. Let's do number 3. It's the same type of question. You can tell because we have like two triangles that are stuck together. And remember, if they want the answer over here, that means we're going to start over here. Okay, so let's find this angle here. And in order to do that, right, if we have two angles in a triangle, we can always find the third. So we'll say 180 minus 30 minus 40, right? And we get 110. Again, same as this other one. So this guy's 110. And we have those vertical angles here. Do you see that X? We have vertical angles, which means this guy's 110. Okay, and now we have two angles in a triangle. We can find the third. So you just say 180 minus 110 minus 30, and I think we get 40. Okay, Super simple. It's just like you just got to understand the rules of a triangle, number one. And then number two, it's just like being like just staying calm and kind of working through it. Okay. Now, I want you to try number 4 on your own. See if you can do 4 on your own. So go ahead and press pause, attack number 4, press play, and we'll go over it. Alrighty. So this is where we're going to end, which means we're going to start up over here. Okay, now let's find this triangle, or find this angle here. So we can do 180 minus 75 minus 25, right? 180 minus this guy, and I think we just get 80. Now we have our vertical angles, which means this guy down here is 80, right? And now we've got our two angles in a triangle. If you have two angles in a triangle, you can always find the third. So we'll say 180 minus 80 minus 47. Do we get 53? Boom. Are there any more of these? Yes, there's one more. Okay, one more. So let's do number 8. I'm going to have you press pause, attack number 8, and then when you're done, press play. All right, let's get it. Ooh, the first thing I'm going to do, I see this right angle. I'm going to put a 90 here, right? If we're ending over here where the X or the question mark is, that means we're starting down here. Okay, let's do our 180 minus 90 minus 40. What do we get? 180, I think we get 50. Minus 90 minus 40 is 50. Okay, so our 50 is right here. Now we have vertical angles, so that means this guy's 50. And we can work through this. We could say 180 minus 96 minus 50 equals 34. All right. Okay, so that's the first type of question we have for this lesson, and super simple. I mean, the picture makes it look hard, but it's really simple. Now, there's one thing I got to show you here, is that a straight line, imagine that's a straight line because it's not. A straight line is 180 degrees. Okay, so that's what it is. It's a 180-degree angle. Now, if I were to cut this guy into 3 pieces, make 3 angles, right? Angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. All 3 of these guys are going to add up to 180 degrees, because if you add this guy, and this guy, it makes a straight line. Okay, so that's the one thing I kind of need to show you before we start this problem up here on the left. Now, check this out. So simple. First thing I'm going to do, I see a right angle here. I'm going to draw a 90. Now, if we're starting over here, if I have, and let me erase all this other junk to try and, I know I just don't want to be distracted with all this extra writing around here. Okay, it's a little more clean now, a little less distracting for me. Now, we know if we have 2 angles in a triangle, right, we can find the third. We know that because we've done that like 5 times in a row now. So let's go ahead and say 180 minus 50 minus 81. Okay, so 180 minus 50 minus 81, and we get 49. We get 49 degrees. Okay, and that guy is going to go right in here, 49 degrees. Now, I just showed you that if we have a straight line, it adds up to 180. right? And look, we have 3 angles right here. 1, 2, 3. Just like that exact same example I showed you right here, it's now right here. So let's go ahead and we'll say 180 minus 49 minus 77. And let's figure out what this little angle is right here. So 180 minus 49 minus 77 is 54. 54. So this guy right here is 54. What in the world is going on? Something happened with my pen, and I don't know what. Ah, that was disgusting. Okay, so 54, that's what we figured out. Now guess what? If we have 2 angles in a triangle, we can find the third. So we say 180 minus 54 minus 90. 180 minus 54 minus 90, 36. So basically what we're doing is we kind of do the same thing 3 times in a row. We do, and I'll kind of erase this to hopefully make it look a little cleaner, but I'm going to kind of review this problem right now and make it real simple for you to see. So eyes up here real quick and watch. First thing we do is we do 180 minus both of these guys to find this angle, right? Then we do 180 minus these guys to find this angle. And then we do 180 minus these guys to find this angle. So we just work our way over. 180 minus those 2 guys equals this. 180 minus those 2 guys equals this. 180 minus those 2 guys equals this. So that's the kind of process there. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what happens here. It's the same thing for 5. It's the same thing, right? We have 180 minus these guys is going to help us find this angle right here. So let's remember, we're going to do this 3 times. So 180 minus 30 minus 70, right? And I think we get 80. Okay, then we do it again. We say 180 minus these guys is going to give us this guy. So 180 minus 80 minus 53 is 47. Okay? Then we do it again. We say 180 minus these guys is going to give me this guy. So we'll say 180 minus 47 minus 38. 95. Right? And that, even though like those problems look intimidating and they look hard, they're not. There's nothing hard about that, especially when I break it down to you and I show you kind of like the pattern, which is we do, 180 minus these guys, we get this. 180 minus these guys, we get this. 180 minus these guys, we get this. You just do the same thing 3 times in a row. That's all you're doing. Okay? So why don't you go ahead and pause and attack number 6 on your own, please. And then we'll go over it. Okay, let's do it. So it looks like we have 180 minus these guys, right? 180 minus 74 minus 42. And we get 64, right? Now we've got 180 minus these guys. So we've got 180 minus 66 minus 64 gives us 108. I don't know if that's right. Let me say that again. 180 minus 64 minus 66, 50. There we go. Okay, and then we do it a third time. We say 180 minus these guys, and it's going to give me that. So we got 180 minus the 50 minus the 60, 70. Tell me that's not easy. Come on. Come on. All right. Okay, last one of the day. and then we will shut it down. 7. Press pause, attack 7 on your own, and then press play and we'll go over it. All right, 180 minus these guys. What we get, 77? Okay, next one. 180 minus these guys. Did you get 42? Last one, 180 minus these guys. 82? Come on. Okay, that's it. You got a couple homework questions, and you're done for the week. We're going to review for a quiz, and then next week we will have a test. That's all I know. Shoot me a message in Canvas if you need anything. I got you.